The NBA world is buzzing once again, and all eyes are locked on the Golden State Warriors. Just when fans thought the dynasty might be fading, shocking rumors have surfaced that could turn the league upside down. Reports suggest that the Warriors are in deep discussions about making one of the boldest moves in franchise history, potentially targeting a $186 million superstar from the Milwaukee Bucks. And while Stephen Curry remains the heart and soul of Golden State, the whispers surrounding Jonathan Kuminga's future are leaving fans both excited and nervous. Could the Warriors really be preparing to sacrifice one of their rising young stars in exchange for another shot at a championship? Let's dive into what could be the next seismic shift in the NBA landscape. For years now, the Warriors have lived and died by the greatness of Steph Curry. His shooting, his leadership, and his once-in-a-generation skill set have carried Golden State through both triumphs and setbacks. But with each passing season, the reality becomes clearer: Curry isn't getting any younger. The window to add more championships is slowly closing, and the front office knows it. This is why the rumor mill has exploded with talk of Golden State chasing a massive name from Milwaukee, a player with both superstar pedigree and the kind of two-way dominance that could transform the Warriors back into title favorites. The numbers are staggering. This player carries a contract worth $186 million, signaling not only his value but also the enormous commitment any team would have to make to bring him on board. The obvious question becomes, who is this superstar? The Milwaukee Bucks, of course, are home to some of the most elite talent in basketball. Giannis Antetokounmpo immediately comes to mind, a two-time MVP and Finals MVP whose physical dominance has reshaped the league. But Giannis isn't the only massive contract in Milwaukee. Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday have both been tied to the Warriors in past whispers, and either could be potential candidates depending on how the Bucks look to reshape their own roster. Still, the juiciest rumor points toward Golden State taking a massive swing at Giannis himself, the face of the Bucks and one of the most unstoppable forces in the NBA today. Now imagine this: Stephen Curry and Giannis Antetokounmpo sharing the court together in the Bay. The greatest shooter of all time paired with the most devastating interior presence the league has seen in decades. For Warriors fans, it sounds like the ultimate dream. Defenses would have no chance, either collapse on Giannis and watch Curry drain threes, or stretch out to stop Curry and let Giannis dominate inside. It's a nightmare matchup that could rival the days when Kevin Durant joined Golden State, creating a juggernaut that terrorized the league. But of course, every dream comes with a price, and in this case, the price might be Jonathan Kuminga. The young forward has been a bright spot for the Warriors, showing flashes of superstar potential himself. His athleticism, versatility, and growing confidence have made him a fan favorite, and many believe he could be the bridge to the future once Curry eventually steps away. Yet, if the Warriors are serious about landing a $186 million player, Kuminga's name will almost certainly be part of the deal. His value is sky high right now, and for a franchise like Milwaukee looking to stay competitive while possibly reshaping around a younger core, Kuminga could be the centerpiece that makes this blockbuster happen. This is where things get complicated. Warriors owner Joe Lacob and general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. have repeatedly expressed their desire to balance winning now with building for the future. Kuminga, along with Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski, represent that next generation. Trading Kuminga would be a massive gamble. It could give Curry the support he desperately needs to chase one more title, but it might also cost the Warriors their long-term stability. Fans are divided. Some argue that you have to go all in while Curry is still performing at an MVP level. Others say sacrificing Kuminga could come back to haunt Golden State for years to come. Adding to the tension is the Bucks' own situation. Milwaukee has been under immense pressure ever since they traded for Damian Lillard, pairing him with Giannis in hopes of building another championship core. But questions about injuries, chemistry, and future financial commitments have clouded their outlook. If things start to unravel, the Bucks might be forced to make difficult choices. Would they consider moving one of their stars to reset around Lillard? Or, in the most dramatic twist of all, could Giannis himself be pried away in a shocking trade that would reshape not only the Bucks but the entire NBA? From a basketball perspective, the fit between Curry and a Bucks superstar is tantalizing. Giannis, for example, would solve nearly every weakness the Warriors have been battling. Golden State has struggled with size, rebounding, and rim protection in recent years, often relying too heavily on small ball lineups that worked during their peak years but are less effective now. Adding a dominant interior player would immediately cover those flaws, while also opening up more space for Curry, Klay Thompson, and even Draymond Green to operate. In short, it would be a return to the kind of overwhelming balance that made the Warriors nearly unbeatable at their peak. Financially, though, things are much trickier. A $186 million contract isn't something you just slide into your payroll without consequences. The Warriors are already one of the most expensive teams in the league, constantly pushing against luxury tax penalties. Adding another max-level superstar would only deepen those financial challenges. Lacob has never been shy about spending big to keep Golden State competitive, but even for him, this would be a massive commitment. The question becomes, is one last championship run with Curry worth potentially mortgaging the franchise's future flexibility? The emotional side of this story can't be ignored either. Jonathan Kuminga has worked tirelessly to carve out his role in Golden State. After early struggles, he's grown into a reliable scorer and defender, often being called the Warriors' most athletic player. Losing him would sting not just because of his talent, but because of what he represents. Kuminga is hope. He's the promise that even after Curry, Golden State could still have a star to build around. Trading him might bring short-term glory, but it would also leave fans wondering what could have been. Yet, if there's one thing we know about the Warriors, it's that they don't shy away from bold moves. Remember the shockwaves when they signed Kevin Durant back in 2016? That single decision changed the entire NBA for years to come. This potential trade has the same kind of energy. It's high risk, high reward, and exactly the type of gamble a team like Golden State might take to stay relevant in a league that never stops evolving. Around the league, other teams are watching closely. If the Warriors do pull off this move, it will force rivals like the Lakers, Clippers, Celtics, and Nuggets to rethink their own strategies. The balance of power in the NBA could shift overnight, and that's why every insider and fan is glued to these rumors. Even if the deal doesn't happen, just the possibility of Curry teaming up with a Bucks superstar is enough to spark endless debates, predictions, and what-if scenarios. For now, nothing is official. These are still rumors, whispers that could either fade away or explode into reality at any moment. But one thing is clear, the Warriors aren't done. They know their dynasty's story isn't finished, and they're willing to make the kinds of moves that keep them at the center of the NBA conversation. Whether that means saying goodbye to Jonathan Kuminga or taking on a massive financial gamble, Golden State seems determined to give Curry the support he needs for one more historic run. And so, Warriors fans find themselves at a crossroads. Do you embrace the possibility of pairing Curry with another superstar, even if it means sacrificing one of the brightest young talents in the league? Or do you hold on to Kuminga and trust that the future he represents is worth protecting, even if it means Curry's final years are a little harder? It's the kind of dilemma that makes the NBA so fascinating, where loyalty, ambition, and business collide in ways that leave fans on the edge of their seats. As the rumor mill keeps churning, one thing's for certain, the Golden State Warriors are not going quietly into the night. Whether they land the $186 million Milwaukee Bucks superstar or not, they've sent a clear message to the league: they're still hunting for greatness, still chasing history, and still fighting to make sure Stephen Curry's legendary career ends with the respect, and possibly the championships, it deserves.